Right now, a jury will decide the fate of a Mineral Point mother and daughter accused of killing a 13-year-old girl who was living with them.
And parents are calling for action after a video posted online shows a Rock County high schooler being bullied.
Plus, Republicans in the state legislature are showing their support for F-35 fighter jets being stationed at Truax Field.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
Thanks for joining us, everyone, tonight at 6. Charlotte is off tonight. Lori and Alexis Berry will go to trial for the death of a 13-year-old girl.
The judge made that decision today. The Mineral Point mother and daughter are both facing first-degree reckless homicide charges. Our Amanda Quintana has the details from the Iowa County Courthouse.
Lori Berry and her 28-year-old daughter, Alexis, were Selah Caden's caretakers. When she started to have behavior issues, her parents in North Carolina sent her to stay with the Berrys until she died last May.
There were injuries basically all over her body.
Iowa County deputies were questioned about what EMTs said.
That her caregivers seemed suspicious and were not overly concerned with the victim's condition.
What doctors said.
He explained that the death was like 4 to 5 hours prior to the 911 call.
And especially what Lori and Alexis Berry said about what happened to Selah Caden.
Some physical, like self-harm, small falling, and those would escalate into more physical, of throwing herself down.
Lori and Alexis Berry told detectives that Selah's behavior worsened, and on May 31st, she fell and hit her head, later falling again, this time on purpose, staying on the floor unresponsive. They believed she was faking it. That night, pronounced dead at a hospital.
So there's patterned injury to Selah, suggesting a tool or a weapon.
The autopsy finding the cause of death, suffocation and blunt force patterned beating. Dr. Michael Steer says with the about 70 injuries he observed on Selah's body all over her, he believes more than one person is responsible over hours.
Time. That's why, one of the reasons why I use for the first time in my profession the word torture, because this child was suffering.
At a few points today, Berry's attorney mentioned Selah's interest in donkeys on the property and how that animal could be another explanation for her injuries. In Dodgeville, Amanda Quintana, News 3 Now.
If convicted, both women could be sentenced to up to 60 years. Their next court appearance is next Wednesday. Bucks guard Sterling Brown has denied the city of Milwaukee to settle a lawsuit over his arrest in January of 2018. A legal document shared with the Milwaukee news outlets says he is going to deny the city's $400,000 settlement offer. Brown filed a lawsuit accusing police of using excessive force and targeting him because he's black when they confronted him for illegally parking in a handicap spot outside a Milwaukee Walgreens store.
To weather now, another sunny day tomorrow, and then some rain will return. Let's check your first alert forecast with meteorologist Dave Caulfield. Dave?
Yeah, Susan, big changes are on the way, so let's enjoy this nice weather while we have it. And we still do have that nice weather in place for this evening. Temperatures right now are still in the mid-60s, a little bit cooler near Lake Michigan, Manitowoc and Sheboygan coming in at 57 degrees. Wind speeds are out of the southeast at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. That wind a little bit gusty today, but not too bad. We will be breezy as we head into this weekend. Live look in Madison at that sun beginning to set. A nice shot there on the WISC-TV Skycam. Currently 65 degrees. That dew point comfortably right around 40 degrees. And as we take a look at our day planner, with no clouds around, temperatures will fall through the 60s and 50s, bottoming out in the 40s to start off our Wednesday, and then highs right around 70 degrees with more sunshine tomorrow. We'll talk about those changes set for this weekend in your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Dave, thank you. The school district of Janesville is condemning the actions of some students caught on video.
In a video sent to social media, several students are shown yelling and slapping a classmate. Rock County reporter Adam Duxter joins us from our bureau at the Janesville Gazette with why tonight parents are saying it's an example of bullying gone too far. Adam?
Well, Eric and Susan, the school district of Janesville says the students that were shown in that video have already faced the punishment for what they've done. Now, this comes after the video was posted to Twitter and has been viewed more than 20,000 times now. And it shows students hitting and yelling a classmate while on school property. Tonight, members from the anti-bullying group Be a Rooney say this is another reason the district needs to adopt a stronger stance against bullying.
Provide resources for the victim and for the bully. Teach them ways to handle their anger and aggression. Give the person that was the victim of this some emotional resources to process through what's happened to them and to move on from it in a positive manner.
School District of Janesville says it has resources for students who feel like they've been a victim of bullying, and also say that the district and Parker High School did everything within their capabilities to handle this situation according to school policies. But again, they can't describe what punishments were given out for this video because of student confidentiality.
Adam Duxer reporting in Rock County. Adam, thank you.
A resolution supporting the F-35 fighter jets now heads to the state assembly after passing the state Senate this afternoon. Madison's Truax Field is one of 5 locations being considered to house the F-35s. The Republican lawmakers sponsoring the bipartisan resolution say the jets could help keep Truax Field open and create jobs, but some North Side neighbors have warned about the jets affecting their quality of life. An environmental impact statement says the noise would make hundreds of homes uninhabitable.
And as elected officials, it is our responsibility to show our support for those men and women, and that we want the F-35 and we want them to fly that aircraft.
The cost-benefit analysis here is just very, to me, seems very clear. This is going to do far more harm than good. And of course, the people whose homes are going to be affected are mostly low-income people of color.
The Assembly will vote on the resolution on Thursday.
The state Senate has approved a bill to support the families of police officers and EMS workers killed in the line of duty. The bill would force the state, local governments, and universities to continue paying health insurance premiums for spouses and children if the entity paid those premiums while the officer or EMS worker was employed. Coverage would last until the spouse turned 65 and children turned 26. The state would reimburse municipalities for the cost. The bill now goes to the Assembly for a vote there.
The Senate overwhelmingly approved 2 bills that would establish protocols for handling sexual assault evidence kits. The measures were developed by lawmakers, victim rights advocates, law enforcement representatives, and others. Under one bill, nurses must notify officers within 24 hours of collecting the kit, and police must send it to the state crime lab within 14 days. The other bill would require the state Justice Department to track the kits. Today, the Senate also approved a bill that would keep Wisconsin's hemp industry under state control. The bipartisan measure is designed to help farmers, hemp processors, retailers, and consumers as the industry expands. In the first year of the program, Wisconsin issued 250 hemp growing licenses, but applications have increased more than 10-fold this year. The Senate votes on the bill next.
Democratic State Representative Jimmy Anderson of Fitchburg says he was not consulted before Republicans proposed rule changes allowing him to call into meetings when he can't appear in person.
I think that they probably should have included me in the process. I have a lot of insight into my needs as the person who's requesting the disability, and so, or the disability accommodations, and so excluding me from the process, I think is, again, offensive, disappointing, and frankly, really frustrating.
Anderson requested accommodations back in January, but was denied until this week. He's threatening to sue, or he has threatened to sue, alleging Republicans are violating the Americans with Disabilities Act. Republican leaders told reporters today that the rule changes are meant to help not just Anderson, but other lawmakers who could need accommodations.
Representative Anderson chose to communicate through letter as opposed to calling and scheduling a meeting with any of us. So if that's his preferred method of communication, we thought we would use the same method. We put out a proposal. He can read it. He'll have every opportunity to comment on it like any one of the 99.
The full assembly will vote on the proposed rule changes on Thursday.
Amazon plans to build a 1 million square foot distribution center in Beloit. It will be located in the southeast corner of the Collie Road Gateway Boulevard intersection across from the Staples Fulfillment Center. Construction starts next week and it's expected to be complete by September of 2020. Wisconsin has 2 other Amazon fulfillment sites. The Kenosha site has generated 3,000 jobs and an Oak Creek location that is still under construction is expected to create 1,500 jobs.
Next at 6, the Garver feed mill is growing. We'll hear about the 4 new tenants making their way into the renovated space before an open house next month.
And there is more local news ahead. The Spring Green Village Board is once again taking up a permit for a dog breeding facility that will sell beagles for medical testing. We'll have an update on the debate tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
Madison's Vintage Brewing Company has 3 new awards under its belt from the Great American Beer Festival. That was in Denver over the weekend. This year, there were more than 9,000 entries from more than 2,000 breweries. Vintage won the Large Brew Pub of the Year title and 2 gold awards for its Belgian and German-style beers. 5 other Wisconsin breweries were honored at the competition. Some exciting news for the Garver Feed Mill happening now. New businesses are now open, and a couple more are set to open very soon.
Our Jamie Perez shows us what's new at the Garver Feed Mill and how soon you'll be able to check it out.
Garver Feed Mill is being salvaged and renovated. So no, it's not just Ian's Pizza sitting in there. Several new businesses are now open for business and several set to open very soon. Here's what you can expect.
This space here will be our Garver bar area. And then of course we've got Ian's Pizza. Right behind me over here we have Ledger Coffee Roaster, which is opening this Sunday. We're very excited about them. And up on the second floor we have Perennial Yoga, which opened just a few weeks ago. And next to them, opening by November 1st, will be Kosha, which is our Ayurvedic spa. And then on the far end of the building, we have our catering company, Underground Caterer, which will be the exclusive caterer for Garver events. And on this end of the building, we have Surya. Surya is a vegan cafe.
Bryant Moroder is part of the development team at the Garver Feed Mill. He said people have been telling him how excited they are that something is being done with this space, but more so how much of an opportunity this is for local businesses, the local economy, and local choices for the people of Madison and those visiting the area.
The kinds of businesses that we have in here are the kinds of places that people like to visit when they're traveling to a destination like Madison.
A lot of hard work has gone into the revitalization of this building. They're hoping people like you can come see what's being done to a place that holds so much local history and to see the history they're making now. In Madison, I'm Jamie Perez, News 3 Now.
The Garver Feed Mill is hosting an open house November 1st. You'll be able to try food and get some good deals on services. On November 2nd, speakers will talk about the history of the building. You can register to attend online right now at channel3000.com.
Wisconsin's Deer Donation Program now celebrating its 20th anniversary. The DNR program helps those in need by providing an opportunity for hunters to donate their deer. Venison is then processed and distributed to food pantries all across the state. And since that program started back in 2000, hunters have helped provide 3.7 million pounds in ground venison. To celebrate the anniversary, hunters will receive a free hat when they donate this year. The Madison Reading Project is celebrating a national award. It is one of 2 recipients of the National Society of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators Award. They'll celebrate the award by handing out free books on Thursday from 5:30 to 8 at the Masonic Center. The Madison Reading Project delivers free multilingual books to underserved children.
Our Coats for Kids distribution event starts 1 week from today. We have more than 4,000 donated coats to hand out. Thanks everybody who helped us out, and we still need your help to make that happen. Please consider volunteering your time. The busiest day is expected to be opening day. That's Tuesday, October 15th. To see the available time slots to sign up, go to volunteeryourtime.org and search for Coats for Kids.
Coming up in sports, homecoming weekend has Wisconsin hosting Michigan State. How the Badger offense hopes to keep things rolling in the right direction as Big Ten action resumes.
And if you're going to the game at Camp Randall, you'll need lots of layers this weekend and maybe some rain gear too. Dave has the first alert forecast coming up next.
Good evening. I hope you had a really nice Tuesday. Another day and another time where visible cloud track hasn't had much to do all day across southern Wisconsin. Some clouds to the north of us, but pretty thin with high pressure dominating our weather pattern. We've been dealing with really nice weather from start to finish, and a nice sunrise over the Capitol there on the Edgewater Skycam. Our time lapse in Madison lots of blue sky today, and we still have a lot of that blue sky showing up right now as that sun begins to set in Madison on the Edgewater Skycam. Today's high 68 degrees, normal 62, so we're running about 5 degrees below normal for this time of year. That low this morning started off at 40 with some spots to the north of Madison in the mid-30s. So that patchy frost getting closer and closer as temperatures dip into the 30s this weekend. High temperatures, though, not near the 30s. In fact, upper 60s and low 70s. So another great day across southern Wisconsin. Those temperatures are pretty close to those daytime highs, starting to dip into the mid 60s. And when we don't have clouds around, those temperatures really do fall quickly. So later this evening, we'll fall into the 50s and bottom out in the 40s once again. Speaking of 40s, we could be talking about those temperatures for highs into this weekend. Check out the dramatic temperature drop here, folks. We're near 70 once again Wednesday and Thursday. A few showers and storms possible later on Thursday. And then Friday, things change in a big way as a cold front comes through. We start off the day in the 60s, but by the time we get to Friday night football, we could be talking about temperatures in the 30s, and then we're in the 40s Saturday and Sunday for homecoming weekend. But it may feel like the 30s at times because it will be breezy with a powerful low pressure system nearby, and that could make it feel like the wind chill is in the 30s and even the 20s at times for some of us. That's not out of the question. 46 for tonight, mostly clear and not as cool outside. Will be milder once again for tomorrow with highs near 70 with mostly sunny skies. So on future track, we notice quiet conditions overnight. Not too much in the way of cloud cover into our Wednesday as well. So another nice, mild, beautiful fall day on the way for hump day tomorrow. Then into Thursday, we start to notice this low pressure system get a little bit closer. So a few showers and thunderstorms possible on Thursday, but really our rain chances start to go up on Friday as that front gets closer and closer. So we start off the day in the 60s, but then showers and thunderstorms rolling through, knocking our temperatures down into the 50s. And again, for Saturday and Sunday, homecoming weekend here at the UW-Madison, it could feel, especially in the mornings, like the 20s and 30s across southern Wisconsin. So we need to be prepared for that big shift in weather, as is tradition sometimes across southern Wisconsin. So 7 to 10 day forecast is showing some nicer weather on the way for next week as temperatures return into the 50s and 60s.
Sure, the Badgers have some bragging rights on defense, but the offense isn't too bad either. We catch up with offensive coordinator Joe Rudolph next in sports. Well, right now, the Badger football team is a 10.5-point favorite against Michigan State at Camp Randall on Saturday. They'll kick off just after 2:30 on Saturday afternoon. While the Badgers' defense is ranked at #1 in the nation, the offense hasn't been too shabby either, averaging more than 43 points a game. The Badgers have had 430 yards of offense in 4 of the first 5 games. Whatever game plan offensive coordinator Joe Rudolph is putting together sure is working, but he says you have to find a balance between keeping it simple and not making it too complicated.
You got to put pressure on them to learn, you know what I mean? And it can't be so comfortable you're not pushing your boundaries a little bit. But I think as a game plan develops, you got to be smart enough to take something out that doesn't seem to hit home, and you got to have enough in that they just have great confidence and ownership of. Because as much as you get ready for someone, never fails, you're always going to see something a little bit game plan specific for you, and they got to be able to execute in that moment and have confidence in it.
Well, NFC North up for grabs this week. Lions come to Lambeau for an edition of Monday Night Football. Detroit coming off a bye week, so they'll be plenty rested by the time Monday rolls around. But the Packers do have some momentum from the big win at AT&T Stadium, especially on offense. No word yet on Devontae Adams, but Jamal Williams still hasn't been cleared from concussion protocol from that Eagles game. But even without them, head coach Matt LaFleur found a game plan that worked, and he said, honestly, that's just his job.
I think that's what coaching is all about. You find out what your guys do well, and or maybe where a team is vulnerable that you're playing against, and you attack that. And but I just think that's part of coaching. That's part of game planning. But ultimately, you got to know your players. You got to know what they do well, and try to put them in position to have success.
And Major League Baseball continues even without the Brewers. The divisional series closing out in the next few days. In the American League, the Astros trying to take the divisional series tonight with a win over the Rays. Houston has a 2-1 lead in the best-of-5 series. Winner faces the Yankees. They beat the Twins last night to sweep the series 3-0. A little more exciting in the National League. Winner of the Cardinals and Braves will face the winner between the Nationals and Dodgers. Both of the series tied at 2 games apiece. Simone Biles does it again. The 22-year-old has become the most decorated female gymnast in history after she won her 21st World Championship medal in Germany. 15 of those medals are gold. She helped Team USA win the women's team final event. It's the 5th straight world team title for the American ladies. Her parents in the crowd there too. Yeah,
maybe the greatest
incredible
female athlete ever.
Oh,
the stuff
for sure.
she can do is superhuman.
It is.
I agree.
Literally not human.
It doesn't even look like it should be able to be done.
I know.
She's 22.
Yeah, exactly.
Very accomplished.
Exactly.
Final
so
check.
One more day of this nice weather.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, we have to enjoy it while it's here because it won't be here forever. Temperatures dipping into the 40s tonight. Mostly clear and not as cool as we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast. We're still pretty mild over the next couple of days. Tomorrow will be a great day once again with temperatures near 70. A few showers and thunderstorms possible on Thursday, but Friday is when we start to see those dramatic changes. Starting off in the 60s, but quickly moving into the 50s and 40s on Friday, and we're in the 40s for Saturday and Sunday. Breezy. Could feel like the 30s and 20s at times this weekend.
All right, Gabe, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a good night, everybody. See you back here tonight at 10.